Here we have an interactive Rekenrek brought to you by CC College. The traditional Rekenrek is comprised of two strings with 10 beads on each string, and they're strategically broken into two groups of 5 red and 5 white. Implicit in this model is the invitation to the children to think in groups of 5 and in groups of 10. You can move the beads over and back, so they're very dynamic, and you can move them from left to right, or you can move them all together. You can have one row, you can have two rows, which is the traditional Rekenrek, or you can have 10 rows. They're like the traditional bead frames that we used to use years ago in our classrooms. So again, we go back to the traditional layout of 5 red and 5 white and 2 rows, which is the traditional setup for the Rekenrek. The structure of the Rekenrek itself highlights groups of 5. So they're highlighting groups of 5, and this offers visual pictures for young learners at the beginning stages of understanding that one number may be a combination of two other numbers. So for example, the Rekenrek is structured so that we can bring the beads across. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a set of 4, set of 5. But now 6, once they're solid and secure in the set of 5, 6 is really 5 and 1, 7 is 5 and 2, 8 is 5 and 3, 9, 5 and 4, and 10 is 2, 5. So that they have a very visual support for their understanding of number. That 7 is comprised of two numbers, which is 5 and 2. And then 10, 13 for example then is 10 and 3, 14 is 10 and 4. That we're not constantly counting from the start up to 14, but that we have the visual of 10 and 4 is 14, 10 and 5 is 15. And you can also see visually here that 3 5s are 15. So it's based on the patterns of 5s and 10s. It is important that we help children visualize number quantities as a collection of objects. So 7 visualized as a collection of 7 beads, so that they're assigning numbers to collections of objects. We need them to see numbers inside numbers, such as 7 being 5 and 2, so we're seeing numbers inside numbers. And these strategies will be acquired by repeated use of the Rekenrek with children. So lots of use of the Rekenrek helps to build these concepts and understandings around numbers.